everyone, and welcome back to Life Between the Magic.
Well, today was FastPass Day for our family for our trip coming up on June the 13th. And so we were 60 days out today. So we thought it would be a good time to give you some tips about FastPasses. The My Disney Experience app is one of the things that's so important for a trip to Disney World. And you can even start using it long before you get on property. And that's some of the stuff we're going to talk about today when it comes to the FastPass Plus system. So just a little bit as we get started, I've got some notes, so I'm going to look down. The FastPass Plus system, if you're not familiar with what it is, it's basically a ride reservation type system. And if you know, Walt Disney World's lines can be very long. They can sometimes be 3 to 4 hours to wait in a regular queue to just ride a ride that may last 30 seconds. So the FastPass Plus system is a really neat thing that you can reserve a time for your family to come back and get on that ride. So for instance, if you make a reservation for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train at the Magic Kingdom, you may make a FastPass for 1:10 p.m., let's say. So you've got from 1:10 until 2:10, so you've got a full hour to show up. There's a little grace period in there every now and then, but to show up, scan your handy dandy magic band. It's all on your magic band, or if some people use a card. But it's all on your magic band. You scan on your magic band and you get to skip the long 3, 4, sometimes 5 hour, we've seen 5 hour lines. You get to skip those lines and go straight on, pretty much straight on. But is there anything you would add to that about what FastPass is?
No, I think you pretty much covered what it is. Very helpful in maximizing your time in the park for sure. Yeah,
and we've mentioned a couple of times, or I've mentioned a couple of times, and Amanda has once as well, the My Disney Experience app. You can go to your app store and you can download My Disney Experience. And that app will allow you to do just about anything as far as scheduling in your trip. And like this morning, I got up at 6 a.m. because we're in the Central Time Zone. FastPasses open up at 7 a.m. on the Eastern Time Zone, so wherever you're located, and go according to that. And I started making our FastPasses for our trip. But download the My Disney Experience app.
If you stay on property, you have 60 days in advance to make those FastPasses. So that was how we were able to do that today. And we were able to make them for the whole trip, the whole duration of our stay. If you're not staying on property, you have a 30-day window, so you have to wait another 30 days. And at that time, you can only make them 1 day at a time.
We stayed off property one time. And so I got up that morning when we were 30 days out from our first day of the trip, and I just assumed that I could do like the 60-day window, like Amanda said. So we're going to be there on June the 13th, and on the 60-day window, we can make our FastPasses from June the 13th all the way until we leave on the 18th in 1 day. But with the 30-day, you have to make it on. So today I would have been able to make it for June 13th. Tomorrow I would have to wake up and make it for June 14th. And so on and so forth, 1 day at a time until our trip is ended, if we're off property. Another thing to think about when it comes to making FastPasses are tiers.
Yes.
Kind of tell them what the idea of a tier is.
Okay, so the tier system, Magic Kingdom does not have a tier system. You can make FastPasses for the top 4 or top 3 rides in Magic Kingdom. No,
all the rides are open.
All the rides are open. But in the other 3 parks, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom, there are tier systems. At Disney Hollywood Studios, the top 1 is all of Toy Story Land.
That's tier 1.
Tier 1. So you can only make 1. So you cannot do Slinky and Toy Story Mania at the same time. You cannot.
You can't make FastPasses for both of them. You have to choose one in Toy Story Land. That's tier 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got tier 2, which is basically the rest of the
Everything
park. You can only choose one FastPass to make out of tier 1, and then your other 2 FastPasses can come out of tier 2. What is tier 1 in Animal Kingdom now?
Animal Kingdom is all of Pandora, so you have Flight of Passage and the Naughty River Journey.
That's just 2 rides.
So that's just 2 rides.
Tier 1. So that means if you like Expedition Everest, you don't have to choose. You know, you can do Flight of Passage and still Expedition Everest and a safari.
Mm-hmm.
Used to, the safari and Everest were in tier 1 and you had to choose. So. And then
Epcot, you have Frozen Ever After, Soarin' Around the World, Test Track, the Character Spot, and Illuminations, which is the fireworks show. You can fast pass that and get a good spot for watching.
Another strategy like that we used this morning to make our fast passes in advance. You want to get the hardest to get fast passes first. So what's an example of that right now, Amanda?
That would be Slinky Dog Dash in Toy Story Land at Hollywood Studios. So that, even though that's not the first day of our visit, that was the first one he went for. So
if you want to ride Flight of Passage, if you want to ride Slinky Dog Dash, if you want to ride Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, those are the big attractions. I don't think I'm leaving anything out. Those are the hardest to get fast passes, and Seven Dwarfs has dropped off. It's a lot easier to get than it used to be.
Yeah.
But those special 2, especially those 2, Slinky at Hollywood Studios and Pandora, Animal Kingdom, Flight of Passage there. If you can move those further back in your trip, and then you can get that first, that's the first thing you go for, you've got a better chance of getting it.
If park opens at 9, we'll get there an hour before park opens. So that means we are in, like, through security by 8 o'clock. And most of the time we are at the very front of where you touch your Magic Band at the turnstiles. So we get in, they touch you through, and then there's another stop. Then you just kind of wait till the park opens. Then park opens, and when you rope drop a attraction, basically at Epcot there are no cast members walking you back to Soarin'.
Not typically.
So you just go to the attraction that you are wanting to get to. So for us, we go right, and we go to the Living with the Land Pavilion, and we head on to Soarin', and most of the time we are pretty much the first few people there.
Now let's talk a little bit about how you can get more than 3 fast passes per day. Amanda, what's the trick with that?
All right, so once you tap in with your 3rd fast pass and you are standing in the line that you still have to stand in just a little bit, get on the app, get on the My Disney Experience app, and go to the fast pass section and search for one and pick a time. And Nick is a pro at bringing that time. He walked one down about 2 hours in March. He picked it because we knew we wanted to ride it, and he kept refreshing. And he got it within 20 minutes. So basically we got off the ride we were in for and then got right back on another ride because of that. So and as soon as we tapped in there, we did it again. So there were two days that trip that we had like 8 or 9 fast passes for just one day.
Yeah, let's kind of explain that just a little bit. Once you use your 3 pre-reserved fast passes at a park, you can then start making extra fast passes one at a time. Now there are kiosks around the park, but you might as well use your phone. We all have it. Like Amanda said, pull it out, get on My Disney Experience, go to the FastPass place, FastPass part of the app, and start looking for fast passes. Once you find one, make it. And then hold on to it. You go to that one. When you tap your handy dandy Magic Band in for your other fast pass, get back on the app. You can make that 5th fast pass. You can only do these one at a time. And now you can do it in multiple parks if you want to park hop.
Yeah.
So if I'm in Magic Kingdom and we want to hop over to Epcot, and now tiers don't matter because you're just doing one at a time. If I want to hop over to Epcot, I can make a fast pass over to Epcot. I scan in with my Magic Band there, and I want to go to Animal Kingdom, I can make a fast pass over there. And these are all, of course, based on availability.
Right.
And so it's
Availability and if you have park hopper tickets.
Yes, and Amanda talked about walking them down. One of the things that you can do is the Disney app is notorious for just giving you certain FastPass options. If you really want to ride, let's say Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and you find a FastPass for that, go ahead and grab it, and then go back to your app and go to Modify FastPass, and then it'll typically, if you refresh, you all know how to refresh your app, and really for that one, it's just dragging over the time. And if you're really diligent with that app, you can do that. Like Amanda said, I think we had 8 or 9 in a couple of days. I've known people who've had 11 or 12. And it takes time, and you've got to really be using the app. But if you don't like to wait in lines,
it works. And we like to ride, so it works. It's what works for us.
If you like this video and want to see more like it, you can hit the like button. And also there is a subscribe button there too. We would love to have you subscribe to our channel, and that way you can get information that we put out if you deem it necessary to watch, which why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And we want to encourage you to follow along as we live our
Life between the magic.